what's going on with you. D, every time I hear that song, man, I'm telling you, bro, I feel like it's 4th and 1 and we're about to score. I can't stop. When I hear that cut, dude, for some reason, I want to get up and just get at it. Hey, I'm Big J. What's going on with you tonight? And you're on with me and
You Mac.
yes, sir. Tonight we have a special guest, and we are excited to have a young entrepreneur on with us tonight who's going to give us some very valuable information. You don't want to miss this. Invite others. We're going live to Twitter, we're going live to YouTube and Facebook at the same time. We want her to introduce herself. Go ahead at this time.
Thank you guys so much for having me. My name is Vyvon Steele. I'm so excited to be amongst the panel today, and I'm looking forward to sharing some information. Stay tuned.
Oh, wow. That's what we're talking about. So, as you can see, what DMAC and myself do here, what we do, we seek to present and give you information, not just sports, but sports news and information, whereby the approach that we present is wholesome. Go ahead. Do you have anything you want to say at this time?
I'm just so glad to have you on here. This is something that's very important that we as a people in particular need to address. And we'll get into the depths of it as she starts to explain these things to us. But I'm so glad that you're here, and go ahead, and the floor is yours, ma'am.
And Vanya, let me ask you a question before you start. What drove you into this lane or this industry?
That's an awesome question. So, prior to coming into this industry, I ran a 24-hour, 7 days a week, 365-day childcare from my home. That's something that I started when I was 19. So for 21 years, I was able to run that business. But what I knew in that business, even though I got that business going, started making good money in that business, I knew that there was no end for me in that business. So when the opportunity was presented to me to learn financial services and learn about financial literacy, even though we were making money, we did not have the financial backing to do the things that we needed to do with our money while we were young, had a lot of energy, making all the money. So the mistakes that we made, we are able to use those mistakes that we made now to be able to help other people not make the same mistakes that we made, who would also have the opportunity. So that's what led us there. It was still an opportunity to be an entrepreneur, to be your own boss, to be in control of your time, your schedule, and a collapsed time frame. So I mean, what better way to not be able to be able to put some money in your pocket and still be in control of your own destiny by your hard work.
Let me ask you a question and jump in anytime, D. Also, would you mind sharing some of those financial mistakes that you made? Because there are a lot of people on YouTube, especially, I don't believe, who value their economics. And sometimes, unless you know what's really going on by hearing it or seeing it with others, we think we're all right. Could you share some of those things with us?
Absolutely. I'm definitely transparent in the business, transparent with my family and my immediate children, which is another misconception that we have, especially as African Americans. We don't like to share some of the pains and the struggles that we go through, especially when it's in regards to finances, because when we grew up, everything was hush. Be quiet. This is a grown person's conversation.
Facts, yes.
But if we learn now, like, we need to share these obstacles. We need to share these trials and these triumphs with our children so that they can be more aware of what's out there. So one of the biggest things that I feel like my husband and I made as young entrepreneurs was, number one, we didn't get incorporated when we first started our business. So we didn't protect our assets. So, we're working off of our own social, we're doing things. So when something come up, and there's always going to be a situation when you run in a business that has to do with people, has to do with children, has to do with money being exchanged. So when somebody come after you, you're a young Black couple, and you know how it is. Sometimes people don't always like what you have going on. They want to take a piece of it. They just want a piece of it. So when they want a piece of it and you're not incorporated, you don't protect yourself with that umbrella. They coming after everything you got, everything you worked hard for, and it could be something so simple. So that's the number one big mistake that we had. The second big mistake was during the 90s, when the housing market went down, we had owned a couple of properties, some rental properties, and we got caught up in those stated loans. We're gonna buy another house, and before you know it, these mortgages had blew up like crazy. So started losing property. So that was an embarrassing time for us, but we had to use that again. That was a learning lesson for us. That was an opportunity for us to say, okay, yeah, we lost some stuff, but look at what we did. We was trying to chase something. We tried to chase something, not knowing the proper way that we needed to do it. So we got a huge education in real estate, a very expensive education in real estate, putting large lump sums of money down just because we had it, and not getting the proper financial tools to say, don't take that lump sum of money and dump it into a house, because it's almost like a forever payment. We should have used that to start another business.
Wow. So from that, and because I've seen you as a young entrepreneur, and I've seen the success, but now I believe that success graduates, and I believe that you are a level now to take it further than it's ever been. Would you like to share that with us?
Right. We started from nothing. My husband and I, we started from nothing. Just that young couple that was willing to make it work. When you start a family young at 17, all the odds is stacked against you. This is the story that I tell. We say facts tell and stories sell. So, being a young parent, getting married at 19 years old, all the odds was stacked against us. We was counted out. So we use that as fuel and motivation to keep going, no matter how hard it get, no matter how tired we get. When we feel like our back is up against the wall, I got to be that strength for my husband when he's not believing, and vice versa. When I'm having a little bit of doubt, he have to come in and remind me why we're doing what we're doing. So we always have to keep our why in front of us. That why is that, look, everybody said that we wasn't going to make it. So are we going to prove them right? Are we going to prove ourselves right? Knowing that we came into this thing together, so it don't matter. We're gonna keep doing this thing till we get it, or we're gonna die trying. So we know that it's so many things that was stacked up against us, whether it's single parent family homes, parents not parenting like multiple family homes. That was huge for us, making sure that we stuck together through the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups, the downs. That's another thing. We so quick to run. We so quick to run when it get tough. You got to stick it in there. It was an analogy that was used, and I love to use this with my team. So they said, if all I had to do is this bowl of just this nastiest thing you ever want to taste in your life, Rob. So you have it, right? So you can eat it with this small little spoon, and every little bite is gonna be gross. It's gonna be nasty. Or I could just go ahead and just guzzle that thing down. Like, either way it go, it got to get done. So that's life for us. We can guzzle this thing down, or we can take these small little bites of life and let it just eat up at us and tear us up until we just can't take it. Let's just go ahead and guzzle it down.
Facts. Wow. Facts.
That's real good. I come from like the line where my wife she's more financially responsible than I am. I'm catching up to speed now, but the way I came up and my lifestyle didn't even require me to even think about along those lines. And so now later on in my life, I'm getting older, and now I'm starting to want to acquire things and own things. Now I see these roadblocks and these stumbling blocks in my way because of the things that I didn't take care of when I was younger, and I didn't establish myself financially in my 20s and stuff. I waited till like my late 30s, and now here in my 40s, I'm getting my stuff together. But so what would be a good place? I'm like getting my credit straightened out. I'm paying off all the stuff, disputing different things like that to get my credit score back up to where it needs to be. Because as a veteran, I have my VA loan that I can use towards getting a property, and my wife's a veteran as well. So we have those two different options right there to go with. But outside of what I'm doing right now, what is something else that I can do to like get myself in a better position to have like financial leverage going into places?
That's a great question. So we talk a lot about our credit score, and that credit score is how they judge us, how the world judges us. That credit score is only designed for your ability to borrow. If you need to borrow, that's what that credit score is for. But if you don't need to borrow, if you put yourself in a position where, hey, look, let me go and find another way to create another source of income for myself. If I'm creating another source of income for myself, then I don't need the ability to borrow. All I need the ability to do is make money. And then when you couple that, you pair that with the ability to link your arms with other people. So not only am I giving myself the opportunity to make more money, but I'm also collapsing time frames. The sky is the limit. See, again, we've all been put into these boxes where we think, okay, now I got to work on my credit score. It's going to take years to build your credit score. Not that you can't do it and it's never too late, but what about going out there and just outworking your competition? How about that? Let's just go out there and outwork our competition.
And having a nice sum in your bank account at all times to let them know I have the power to purchase. It's not that, but it's like everybody, like you just said, everybody puts so much emphasis on your credit this, credit that. I was like, yeah, that's all cool and well, but if I have disposable money to actually go outright and purchase the things that I want, why would I go through all of that and put myself in debt for no reason?
Absolutely.
So I'm having this conversation with most people, and I'm glad that you said this because it makes me feel better about, the route that I'm taking. So thank you.
There's a scripture in the Bible, and maybe Rob can help me with this, but the borrower is a slave to the lender. So we want to make sure that we want to make sure that we put ourselves, now, not saying that we don't have to borrow, we want to use other people's money whenever we have the opportunity to do so, but put yourself in a position where whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to get, you can do that by creating a platform where you can create residual income for yourself. And in turn, I get to help people and create residual income that's going to constantly be coming in.
Okay. And let's see, Nine says there are a lot of places in America where you can buy a livable house with your income tax check. We need to stop being funneled into the big city.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And her boss, not her boss, but her business partner, he's good at that. He's good at that. I grew up with him. He's more than a millionaire. He's very successful. But you can see the cloth that she's cut from because they're in the same business together. But I wanted to say this, and Nine brought up a point. Why don't young people today use time and consistency, and why do we wait until it's almost too late?
Because we still feel like we have time. That's why in our head we still have time. So for those of us that are athletes, like, we know there's time still left on the clock. The game is not over. We still have time left on the clock. Look, I can knock out 9 points real quick. We've seen it done. Reggie Miller, we see these examples of these great athletes, and we still feel like we have time in everything, whether it's sports, whether it's life, whether it's business. We feel like we have more time, but we have to act like the time is gone. Like, today is the only day. Tomorrow don't exist, and yesterday is gone. So we have to play like this day is my only day. I cannot look forward because I don't even know if I'm going to make it to the forward, and I don't want to look back, but I have to use those lessons that life taught me back there, but I can't dwell on them because they may stop me from moving forward.
So why is time and consistency important when I'm younger than when I'm older?
Man, time is on our side. So based off the statistics, when it comes to life insurance, that's designed for a young person. Life insurance, a lot of people think that, like, life insurance is for older people. It's for us young people because we have the time. We have time to build our investments. We have time to let our money grow. Our kids are young. We're young in our working years. We're in our working force. So time and consistency is huge for us. We're not watching the clock so much as somebody who may be like in their 60s or early 70s, and then they lost time because they wasn't educated properly on how to invest money. So they don't necessarily have time on their side. They have to have large lump sums of money. And where do you get large lump sums of money from when you're in your 70s? So as young people, we have to start embracing this time and consistency. Hey, do what they're telling you to do. Collapse your time frames, work harder than everybody else, save and invest your money properly, and also build other streams of income for yourself, because these are the things that's going to save you. Don't rely on the government to bail you out with Social Security.
Facts.
That system is going to be gone. It's not going
Yeah.
to work for us. That 40
Facts.
years of working with the same job, that's gone. This is the gig economy now. Everybody want to be independent. Everybody want to be in control of their own time and their own schedule, but they want to work when they want to work.
Wow.
You know, with our life insurance, when I was a little kid, me and all my brothers and sisters, my mom got life insurance policies on all of us. And as we got old, she kept it up. Her and my dad kept it up. And when we got older and got married, then we took over the life insurance policy. Is that a good plan to go with your children?
I'm glad you asked that question, D-Mac. One of the biggest misconceptions about life insurance is getting individual life insurance policies on minors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me
Mm-hmm.
ask you a
Okay.
question, just a general question. Let's just say your child is 6 years old. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
somebody approaches you about life insurance, and as a parent, you want to do everything you have to protect them. So when
Yeah.
it comes to life insurance, if you think about this concept, life insurance is designed to protect the breadwinner. In case
Mm-hmm.
something happens prematurely, my income is protected. So what 6-year-old do you know that brings income into the house?
Mm-hmm.
Do your
Unless
children
they're a
bring
child
income into the
star.
house? So that's the questions that we have to start asking ourselves. Unless your child is a rare child prodigy, where they're a movie star or actor or singer, and they make major income, there's no need for us to have individual life insurance policies on our children. We do
Wow.
protect them in the event that, God forbid, something happened to them. We're not making money off of them. What we're doing is protecting our income, because if I lose my child now, I need to take time off of work. So when I set up someone for life insurance, I'm protecting that child in the event. So I'm protecting my income. So when I take that 3 months off work, that life insurance that I allotted for that child, that's that to replace the income I'm going to lose, because I'm going to grieve the loss of my child. But it's not because we need to protect their income. So that's another misconception we have about life insurance. Is getting individual policies. There's one policy that you can get that covers all your children under one umbrella. You only pay one fee, and it covers everybody, because it's just a rider. That's all you need when it comes to life insurance for a minor. Anybody under the age of 25 is considered a minor in the eyes of life insurance.
Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Nine says, how do you explain that to someone without financial literacy and on minimum wage salary?
There's an opportunity and a plan for everybody. So we use what's called a dime theory, just like the coin dime, DIME. And all we
Mm-hmm.
do, we in the dime theory, DMAC, the D stands for debt. We'll calculate your debt. The I stands for income. We'll calculate your annual income. The
Mm-hmm.
M in the dime stands for your mortgage. If you're not a homeowner, then you don't have to worry about calculating that in. And last but not least, the E in the dime, it represents education. If you have plans and hopes and dreams of a minor child going off to college, we allot money, we set aside money for that within that dime, so that when we're properly protecting someone, everybody's financial life insurance situation is going to be different based on your income, based on your debt, based
Yeah.
on how many children you have under a certain age. So it does not matter how much money you make. You're going to have a plan that's structured specifically for you. All right. Rich people don't need life insurance, but rich people
Yeah.
have figured it out. Rich people get life insurance because they use that as a gift. They use that to create more generational wealth. From generation to generation, you're not having to work for
Wow.
money.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
how
Because
that's how the game is set up. You know.
mm-hmm.
So is it safe to say the only reason I need life insurance is because I don't have liquid assets?
I would say the reason we need life insurance is to protect ourselves until we have enough money to do whatever it is that we need to do. So if you
Wow.
don't have enough money to cover paying off your house, to cover up all your debt, and then to provide a long lasting financial stability for the people, the loved ones you're going to leave behind, then you need life insurance. But if you can handle all those things, cover your house, pay that house off, pay off all the debt, and still pay your loved one every single month as if you were here, then you don't need life insurance.
So, but then I know this. I used to have it where it was combined. I had my savings with my life insurance. But I remember one day I went to borrow from it, and that wasn't the case. But a lot of people do that. Do they know all the misnomers and the things that we're being lied to?
No, man, we're considered the whistleblowers of life insurance, just so you know. We take pride in this. You know, if you've ever been a part of an underdog team, you know, everybody's rooting for the underdog. Look, the other team is too big. They too strong. They got the fancy jerseys. We coming in with the handmade jerseys that our parents sold for us. But they're rooting for us because we have heart. Look, we already came in this thing knowing that we wasn't supposed to win. That's what they told us. We wasn't supposed to win. But everybody in that locker room knew that if we do what we supposed to do, our chances of winning is just as good as the people with the fancy jersey. So you never, ever, ever want to pair your life insurance with a savings account. Those two things should not go together. It's like going to a Chinese restaurant and asking them to fry you some chicken. It's just not going to work. I'm not going to go to a fancy Chinese restaurant and then tell them I want the best fried chicken you have. They can't provide that to me. I got to go to a fried chicken place to get some good fried chicken. So when it comes to finances, you leave finances for a bank institution. You leave life insurance for a life insurance company. Life insurance companies are not regulated by the federal government.
Yes.
Every state carries their own rules. That should send a red flag to you right there. Why aren't we unified? Because they're not going to be unified because they can do whatever they want to do when it comes to your money. It is not regulated. So you have to be careful. We say the fine print, take it. The bold print, give it, and the fine print, take it. Then 9 times out of 10, you are not going to read your policy. That's why I'm here. I'm going to read that policy. I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to show you all the ugly mistruths about your life insurance policy, and I'm going to feel good about it because I'm going to save you while you're here. Because when you die, all they have is that signature that you signed saying that you knew what you were signing. They're going to win in a court of law every single time because they have your signature. It's the perfect crime for life insurance.
Wow. Burial insurance is also important. Death is a huge financial burden on a family. Whenever I deployed for Iraq in 2010, I had to have a living will done. Would it be safe for me to take that and just get it updated or just get a whole new one done or what?
Let me ask you another question, D-Mac. How many times have you seen one of our soldiers or one of our fallen police officers and firemen killed in the line of duty and they have to put up a GoFundMe? How many times have you seen it? We're raising money for the family. Right. So people think that these businesses and these entities are taking care of these families through life insurance. They're not. And when it comes to burial, let me go and pay for a plot in advance. You don't have to just buy burial life insurance, a burial plot, because all that is the cemetery or the mortuary taking out life insurance on you. That's all they do. They take out a life insurance policy on you, and you think you're just paying for the plot. If I give you a $500,000 life insurance claim, all you got to do is go buy it. You don't have to spend money every single month on paying for a plot. That's them taking life insurance out on you. So when you do pass, yes, they're going to give you that burial, but they're also going to make money on you because you're going to sign for life insurance. That's all they do is take out life insurance on you.
That's
so just
cold.
Get a life insurance policy that covers everything, like I talked about in the dime. It's going to cover everything that you need to make sure that your family is properly protected. And you do that. When you have money, you have power. You have the power to say, I want this, I want this, I want that. They call it pre-needs and they call it at needs. When you at need and you crying and somebody just passed, I don't have money. Do you know that they rack the prices up on everything because they know you're desperate? You have no other recourse. You got to get it done. You're not going to leave your loved one by the wayside. But when I have a pre-need and I know I got a life insurance policy that's sitting there that's worth $1 million, I'm coming in there and I'm telling them what I want and they're going to give it to you.
Yep.
See, but that goes back to what I was saying. Insurances, when you have the African American community, especially in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and still now, who are still buying whole life policies as a savings benefit. and these individuals are being misused and mistreated. Why don't they know? Why aren't the companies? Well, I guess I asked my own question. Answer my own. They want to mistreat them because what I was going to ask: why do the companies do this to our community?
Because it's designed for them to make money. You are not important to them. You're not important. Our life insurance company was built on the backs of family. So when you hurt, you know how it is about family, right? We can fuss and fight all day long, but if somebody from the outside come in and try to hurt one of us, we all get on you, right? So it's the
Yep.
same way with our company. We make sure that we're doing the right thing by the customers. We're making them aware. We're keeping them informed about what's best for them. We're giving you a policy where it costs less, but you're getting more coverage. We have to teach you how to invest outside of your life insurance because most people are not disciplined to do that. That's where the
Wait. Why don't you put my money with my policy like my other company did before I got with
exactly
you guys?
because
Why didn't you guys do that?
no matter what we do, Big J, no matter what we do, when you have a product that has two things, whenever you have your life insurance and your savings paired together, upon death, you're only going to receive one. No matter how you cut it, no matter how you slice it, they don't tell you that, but it's in your policy. You're only going to receive the greater benefit of it all. So if I had a life insurance policy valued at 500,000, but I was such a good investor and I kept investing money and I'm like, I'm never going to borrow from this because I want my children to have a lot of money when I pass, because that's what we're thinking. Like, I want my child to be in a better position. When it comes down to it, let's just say I invested an extra 200,000. I have 200,000 in my savings, but my death benefit is worth 500,000. Well, when I pass, the only thing the company is going to give my family is the 500,000. Well, what about the 200,000 in cash that I gave you over the last 30, 40 years? Well, if you look at it, if I already gave them two, you're not giving my family five. You only giving them three. But then you got to minus all the premiums I gave you too. So it's a win-win situation for the financial institution that gets you into a pickle like that. It's a win-win situation. You can't come back and re-explain that. You cannot have that person come back from the dead and say, hey, that's not how you explained it to me. Again, that's why it's a perfect crime. So you never want to pair your life insurance with your investments. You always want to keep those two things separate. Let me tell you one more thing. When you do pair those two things together, let's say I get in a bind and they tell you, oh, you can use it to put a down payment on your house. If you get in an emergency, you can borrow from this thing. Buyer beware. When you borrow, they may you may be gaining interest on that money at a small 1.3%. But when you borrow it, they're going to tax you at 6 to 9% when you borrow it. And why do I have to borrow money that's already mine? That's the question. When we open up our bank account, we don't say I'm coming to borrow money. I say I'm coming to withdraw money. So why do I have to borrow money from my life insurance? Is because it does not belong to you. You just signed over your your money to an institution. That's why you got to borrow it. I'm never going to borrow money that already belonged to me.
Wow. So why are so many people doing it? Because when I was reading the numbers, looking at you and what you've done for my family, and I was researching, and I'm looking like there's more people who are being ripped off and they don't even know it. That's why I said told D Mac, we gotta have her on.
It's
Because
lack of
people are so
education.
ignorant.
It's
People are so.
It's
Go
ignorance.
ahead.
So, and ignorance doesn't mean that we're bad people. To be ignorant to something is just to ignore it. So sometimes it's easier for us to ignore something than to put the mirror in front of our face and say, okay, my grandparent did it like this, my parent did it like this, now I'm doing it like this. So if you haven't seen a drastic financial change in somebody's position on how they live, then you should know that what's been done before you has not worked. So now we got to do something different to change it.
Yeah, I had to
Wow.
grow up and I had to be able to discuss money issues. I had to be able to accept the fact that I'm bad with money and that I need help to budget and that I need somebody to supervise me until I'm able to get to the point to where I can do it on my. I had to come to that realization, but a lot of our people, you know how we are. We don't like to discuss money. We get into arguments. Some people get divorced behind money issues. And so
Finance
we have to
is the number one cause
grow
of
up.
divorce.
Yeah,
Finances
we
is the
have to
number
grow
one
up.
cause of course.
But
Yeah,
D, but D,
we
but
have to
D.
grow up, man, and we really have to address ourselves and do a self evaluation, really, and check ourselves in order to grow and move forward. That's what I'm going through.
But see, here's the thing, man. That guy told me I was gonna get some money back on my policy, right? So I
Right.
said,
Yeah.
okay, here come a time, and most African American men, especially, you're not changing our mind for nothing. I don't
Right.
care what you say.
Mhm.
You could show me it's wrong, and I'm not changing it. But watch this: when she came over, and I said, "Well, I got so much money built up in so many years, because I wasn't gonna put my policy out. I don't care what she said."
Right.
Yeah.
But when she said, "I guarantee you, I can show you, you lost all your money for the first 5 years," I can. I said, if you can show me that, then I'll quit what
Mhm.
I'm doing because that's a bad investment. And guess when she pulled out my policy, what it said?
She
For the
showed
first 5 zeros, I
zero.
had no money. All zeros,
Wow.
Doc.
That's right.
Wow.
And that's on every last one of them. The first 3 to 5 years, every single last one of them.
That's
Again, you're not
crazy.
going to read it. It's not in the front where you're going to see it right away. You got to dig in that
Mhm.
policy. So we just get our policy and we're going to tuck it away. We're going to file it away.
Yeah.
And when something happened, we're going to have our family members go try to find it and dig it
Yeah, let
out.
me go
And
get
that's
this
what
thing real quick now.
we find out too late that it's not good. So that's why we have to be advocates now. We have to be advocates of this information and making sure that people know that there's something else out there for us that's better. Life insurance was
Mhm.
designed to keep people in certain demographics. So again, if things haven't changed in your family in a way that it has turned your family around, did a complete, I don't say 360 because 360 puts you right back in the same spot that you are. But if you haven't
Mhm.
did a 180 where you've already lost 3, 4 generations of people and nothing has changed, when are we gonna say I'm not gonna keep walking in the same direction, doing the same thing, and expecting something different? That's the definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. We're not gonna get a different result. We have to find out what's wrong. Why can't we have to change it? So somebody has to go up on the cross per se and take the hit, take the blows, take the ridicule. That's where I'm at. That's the position that I serve in my family.
Mhm.
Like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make sure that we are not gonna leave our next generation in the same position that we were in. It just has to get better with every generation.
And I can tell you what, that's the truth. I'm sorry, D. Just let me say this last one. See,
Mhm.
because that insurance company, the man came out to my grandmother. The man came out to my mother. So when he came out for me, guess what I expected? Oh, he
Right.
gonna take care of me like
He gonna
he
take
took
care of me.
care of them. It's a generational theft. He's gonna do
Curse.
the same thing they did. Go ahead.
Curse.
I'm sorry.
No, that's it. Because what Nine say, he said where he lives, he said if your parents don't have a will, their house goes to the state, not their children.
That's right.
Really? Is that?
If you don't have things put into place and you owe money, people think that when we pass away, our debt pass with us. Our debt does not pass. Our debt passes to the next person, and they will take
Hmm.
everything you have because the government won't they stuff. They want
Yeah.
everything. But you have to protect your family. If you, oh my God, it's so much stuff we can learn from just this topic and this conversation. You know, man, it's so much stuff you can learn. Put in your house, put in property in your kids' name and your grandkids' name so you can skip things. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
financial education is huge. It is huge. It is so powerful. Nobody can take that away from you. Knowledge is power. They said if you want to hide
Yeah.
anything, put it in a book. Because most
Yeah.
African American people, we don't like to read. Let's keep it real.
Hmm.
Let's keep it 100. You want to hide something, put it in a book. They're not going to read it. So when you
Yep.
get somebody that's willing to say, "Hey, look, I found something out," but as Black people, we gotta see it first. We don't believe
Wow.
everything
Mhm.
that people tell us. We one of them tough races. Like, I don't believe
Thank
you. I
you.
don't care.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
because we the same person, don't mean that I'm supposed to believe you. You're gonna believe somebody else who's already proven has ripped you off. They already ripped you off. They took the wrong tooth out already, but you still gonna
Mhm.
believe them. So it's time now that we have to get on the backs of our people and start believing and sticking together and trying to figure this thing out for ourselves. We need to do better as a group. We have to do better.
Do you feel that all these distractions, outside influences, are simply placed there to keep us as a people who are broke, busted, and disgusted?
Yep, absolutely. We want to look good. That's what Black people want to do. We want the fanciest purse. We want the fanciest clothes. Every label that we could possibly have, we want to have. We're the number one consumer of things. The number one consumer of things. Black people are. But we don't spend more than $100 a year on things that go inside our head. Only the things that go on the outside of our head. That's a problem. That's a
Yes.
problem. And these are
So
statistics. These are real statistics that we talk about every single day. And until we start to change those, there's a book called Outwitting the Devil that I've been reading. It looks like this, Outwitting the Devil. And these are things that by Napoleon Hill. These are things that are used to distract us. There's a section in this book that's called drifting. Every single time you're on the right track, you're getting ready to do something, the devil know exactly what they need to distract you, to drift you off. Whether it's arguing with your spouse, whether it's bringing out another cute girl into the scene, bringing out another fine guy into the scene, giving you some free alcohol, giving you a lottery ticket, giving you the opportunity to go gamble. Whatever those things are to distract you, because until we overcome those small obstacles that keep getting placed in our way, it's going to be there. New level, new devil. So every single time you have to know that these are just tricks of the enemy. His job is to make sure that you do not move forward. And we have to identify these things. That's why partnership is so strong. That's why having a mentor is so strong. That's why leaning on the shoulders and the backs of somebody else is so strong. Get in the field with somebody that you're trying to get done. If I see that somebody is winning in my position, you don't hate on that person. You attach yourself to that person. They want to teach you.
That's one thing I remember Gary saying is this: don't tell me who you are, show me who
No,
you hang around, and I'll tell you who you are.
absolutely.
And the reason I said that because I'm on here, certain individuals who have weight to their names, the super chats and the money going to those individuals is astronomical. But
Yep.
I always wonder, do these individuals pay themselves? Are these entrepreneurs? Are these business owners? Because a regular person makes sure that their portfolio is right before they do anything economically.
Right.
you know, I'm pretty sure y'all recall, was it about the beginning of this year? It was a while back where they called for a blackout for all Black people to not buy anything on this certain date to show the buying power of us as a collective people. And I believe a few million of us participated, and there was, on that day, it was about $4.7 billion that was missing, because those people chose not to spend on that day. And just that chunk right there shows the leverage that we can have as a people if we actually stuck together and really push forward on something. So, like I said, once again, I'm excited for this show because this is financial literacy, not just for me, but for my children. I got to teach this to my sons. I got to teach this to my daughters so that they can be able to hold their stuff down while they're out there trying to build in life. So
And
I
we
appreciate you
start
again for being
start
here.
them young, Z-Mac. If you have young children, you have to start them now. And every time they make a dollar,
Hmm.
don't discourage them for wanting to make money, extra money around the house, but always letting them know, hey, look, a portion of this has to get put up to the side. This is money
Yeah,
that you're going to invest, and you use those words, invest. Don't use the word save. We're going to invest this money for you for the future so that when there's something else that you want, you'll be in a position that you can buy it. The harder you work, the more you can have, and they'll start understanding this. There was another concept that was going around in the African American community where they were taking this dollar, and they said that this dollar has to hit a Black business 5 times before you could spend it
yeah,
outside. I love that
yeah.
concept of knowing
Me
that I
too.
need to recycle this money 5 times within a Black business. Because again, as African Americans, we're not fast to support each other. Again, it's always competition, and it's enough out here for everybody to get it. And the more we start networking with each other and helping each other, these businesses are going to grow. They know that we're powerful people. They know we're powerful as a unit. And when we come together, they need to be scared. So right now they're not scared because we're not unified. But when we
Right.
come together, they will be scared.
Facts. Hey, Vayan, can you do me a favor? Can you give us your email just in case someone would like to get in touch with you and find more information? Give them your email.
Absolutely. It's Vyvon, can they see my name spelled there on the screen?
Yes, they can.
Okay, so it's Vyvon, Vyvon, like it is on the screen. The middle name is Cherie, Sherrie, and then the last name Steele, which is on your screen. So Vyvon Cherie Steele at Primerica.com.
All right. All right. Now another thing I think that scares us as people is investing. And I think that's why we put the umbrella of life insurance and investing together, because we don't trust ourselves.
Right.
We don't trust ourselves to keep a dollar. So what we do, some people, they give their investment to their life insurance and an annuity or something like that that's not going to net them the correct value of what they need to succeed. Can you talk about that?
Right. There's so many tools that you can use in terms of investing. Some of the things that we use, of course, if you have a W-2, you're a W-2 wage earner. We use our jobs. The 401k has always been a tool that people can use in terms of investing, because your business or your job will match that. But when you're a self-employed person like myself, they have what's called set IRAs, things that we can use because we can maximize these investments. So in our business, because we're 1099 wage earners and we get paid based on our performance, what I do is I automatically pay myself first. Again, 30% of everything that I make automatically comes out of my my earnings before I even see it, because it don't matter how many bills you have, how much your monthly expenses are, you have to learn to pay yourself first. This is another thing. Like, I'm not going to chase these bills are here. They're not going to go anywhere. But if I could get disciplined enough to pay myself first, and when I want to increase my pay, I got to increase my work ethic. That's how I get a raise. I'm not going to take away from my investment. I'm going to increase my
Wow.
work ethic to
Facts.
make more money. And
Yeah.
you keep putting that 30%. And then when you get in a position, V, where you can increase and now start investing 50%, and watch how life is going to start to change for us. So in terms of investing, Rob, we have what's called a living benefit, which is our investment portfolios, whether it's a 401k, a IRA, mutual funds, things like that. Then another living benefit is investing in people. You invest in people. Let me leverage myself with somebody else. We can go to work together. I can get a small little percentage for teaching somebody else how to do what we do. They make a bulk of the money. I make a small little percent. That is a living benefit that will pay me forever and ever and ever until pay my family's family. Those are living benefits that we have. So you have investments, and then you have investment in people. Investing in people is always, you're going to always win investing in people.
That's exactly what Nine's talking about right there. And he said we
Right.
need to teach more ownership and less work. Good point, Nine. I'm telling you. Because
Yeah, go ahead.
what about cryptocurrency? Because my nephew's been talking to me a lot about cryptocurrency and doing investments through those channels. What do you think about that?
I don't really have too much of an opinion about cryptocurrency and those coins and all those things that's going around. Those things are trendy. Again, what I say with trends, where everybody is going, I'm going the opposite way, because
Yeah.
these are fads that people have. So I was always told, when everybody is running one way, I'm running the opposite way, because chances are we're gonna all hit that brick wall. But I have I have nothing good, nothing bad to say about it. Everybody's gonna take their risk, whatever that risk is for you. Do it. Some people are just afraid of hard work, and at the end of the day, I just experienced like a huge weight loss, and people keep asking me, well, what did you do? What did you do? I lost over 100 pounds, and when I tell them what I did, they say, oh, I'm not gonna do that. You want it easy? You want me to tell you that I took a pill? I didn't take a pill. I got my butt up and I worked out. I paid attention to what I ate. I paid attention to how much I was drinking, and I worked out. They don't want to know that. So when it comes to money and when it comes to investing, they want whatever sounds like it's fast. Whatever sounds like it's fast, know that it's going to come with a huge risk, very little reward. So you got to know, like, if you got to get into something that you know is going to be impactful. Yes, it's going to take you a little bit more time. Yes, it's going to take you a little bit longer to get there, but when you get there, you get to stay there.
Yeah. Wow. Nine says, is anyone on the panel a part of the AMC financial movement? Nope.
No.
You care to elaborate on that, Nine?
Yeah, please, please.
Okay.
But one thing I did like he said, for example, if I wanted to become a part of the financial community, do I have to have a certain degree? Do I need to go to college? What do I need to do to help my family? Because I like what you're doing, and you're also getting paid for helping people.
Yes.
I would like, how can I help my family and get paid?
We first start the way that our educational system is set up is designed to for the middle class, lower middle class person. We want the average working person who want to do this thing part-time. You want to keep your full-time job and just learn first how to help yourself and then help your family, and then we teach you how to go out. So you do not have to have a degree or background in finances. You're going to learn everything from the ground up, which is the best way to learn something. Look, I'm a football and a basketball coach. And when I have somebody come in that already say, "Oh, coach, I already know how to do the drop step and the crossover, and I know how to dribble behind my back." Well, when you have bad habits, I have to unteach you what you learned bad. And then now I
Yeah.
have to teach you the proper way to put your guard hand up so that somebody that's gonna come in there and rip that ball from you. So in financial services, the less you know, the better it is, because now we got a clean slate. We got a blank canvas to teach you everything that you need to know. It does not cost a lot of money. It's very minimal. It's just simply a background check. And you get the opportunity to not only get a life insurance license, but to come in and get investment license as well. The Series 6, 63, 26, the
Wow,
SIE, which is a new
wow,
requirement. All of this
wow.
is provided to our company because they want to put a financial person in the home of every single home in America. That's their goal, and you can do that. Is very simple to do. This is not a hard business. It takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication, depending on what level or what type of level you want to achieve in this company. But it's simple. If you love people, you will love this. If you love helping people, this is a great opportunity for you. And this opportunity, you just have to have a clean background when it comes to um, finance.
But let me ask you a question. Because when I looked up your company profile before we came on today, I always want to make sure I'm bringing the right people on, the people who listen to us there. We're going to point them in the right direction. And I see that your company is a part of the stock exchange, and also they're a Fortune 500 company. So you're telling me that type of company with that name and that success. I saw Pete. It was tied to Pete Dawkins, who's also a former Heisman Trophy winner. So you mean to tell me that that company will give people like me and DMAC the opportunity to come on board?
Absolutely. We're so proud of the fact that April 1st, 2010, we were placed on the New York Stock Exchange. And even though this company is huge, we've still taken the time to come down and reach down again. We want that middle class, that lower middle class family, that hardworking blue collar person that's gonna come in. Believe me, if financial services had everything to do with just the smart people, the Yale people and the Harvard people would take over this industry. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to heart. And the founder of our company said there's never been a test to measure the heart of a man or a woman. So if you got some heart out there and you believe that you can make a difference in your family, you believe that you are the chosen one, the person that everybody, you don't mind taking those darts in your back, then you need to come and link arms with us. You need to come find out a little bit more about what we do, and you be the one. You be the one to change, do the 180 for your family. You can get it done.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because
because
go
oftentimes
ahead, go ahead, D.
we don't have confidence in ourselves, and whenever I went into the military, if you would have told me 5 years before I went into the military, even a year before, that I was going to go into the military and become a medic and do all the things that I did, I would have laughed in your face so hard. But life circumstances took me there, and it led me down that path. And I really didn't know that I had it in me because I joined the military when I was older. I was 27 when I went in. So, these little 18-year-old guys around me, but, I really surprised myself. And, it gave me the confidence to move forward and change a whole lot of other bad habits that I had in my life before. So, that confidence is really key in what we need as a people. Confidence in uh your financial, what's the word I'm looking for? Ability to maintain your finances, I should say, for lack of a better term.
Let me say this also. There are somebody will watch this video and they're going to ask, I wonder if I could do that. Somebody's going to watch this video and say, you know what?
Mhm.
I need a change in my life. What
Yep.
she's doing, I wonder, can I do it? What would you say to them?
I would say absolutely. You're not only in most companies, traditional companies, you have to go and you have to get a certification or you have to have a qualification before you come in. And the first thing they say during the interview is, I'm sorry, you don't have the proper experience yet. Come back when you get a little more experience. So my son was
Mhm.
experiencing that. He just graduated with a bachelor's degree. So they want experience. So, mom, how do I get the experience? This is what I went to school for. Somebody got to give me a shot. So in this business, we actually work backwards. We give you the experience first. We show you the front line. We train you in the
Mhm.
field first before you actually go get a license in this business,
Yeah.
because we want to make sure one is something that you feel like this is something that you could do, something that you can impact. And not only that, it's gonna come with a mentor, somebody like me that's gonna stick with you side by side, that's gonna tell you, hey, keep going. I know what you're experiencing. I've experienced it already. Don't worry about the people saying no. They just saying not right now because they don't understand it. So it's the education. Again, it's a lack of education. And if you're willing to take the risk at educating people and be an advocate for education, then this is going to be
Mhm.
perfect for you. If you won't give up, you won't don't have no back down in you, this is going to
Yeah.
be good for you.
So I can do investing too?
Absolutely, absolutely. They do require licenses, Rob, through the state. You will have to acquire state licenses, which means that again, there's a background check you would have to pass, because this is not something anybody could do. You have to be licensed with your state. So whatever state you're in, we're in all 50 states, Canada, Puerto Rico, and Guam. So wherever you are in any of those places, you can work from home. We literally work just like we're working here over a platform, whether it's Zoom, whether it's social media, things like that. We're able to reach all 50 states, Canada, Puerto Rico, and Guam, and be able to do work and do business, which has opened up a whole new world for us when it comes to reaching out to people.
Wow. We're going to come back to you, Vayan, but I want to read this for me, D, because I want to answer this.
I said all avenues need to be researched. We can't run away from something without doing our due diligence. This is in reference to your crypto comment.
And I don't think we're running away from crypto, because it is a part of the financial balance of life, because now it's headed in that direction. I have a spiritual belief on cryptocurrency, which I won't dialogue or talk about today. But what I will say, XRPs, Ethereum, Bitcoin, a lot of those companies are up and down, but yet they stabilize. So if you're able to become a part of the digital market, it is valuable, and there is valuable to it. But like anything, you have to be consistent on your investment. Now, there also is a company by the name of Robinhood, to where you can go on and buy percentages of Apple and all the major companies. That's what we're going to deal with next week. We're bringing someone on to deal with that exclusively. But yes, I know about it 100%. Familiar with it. Own stuff. My brother, he's in it deep. I own a lot of cryptocurrency. Gave it back to him, let him manage it. All right, because my focus is in other directions. But yes, 100%. Anything asked about it, we can answer it. LaMelo Ball is coming out with something that's about to change the game as far as sports
Yeah.
cards. When you buy his sports card, it's based on cryptocurrency, and as his numbers increase, the value of his cards increase. So yes, we're going to deal with that here, but we're going to bring a professional on to do it. And what we brought Vayan on for today was talk about the areas of financial services and giving people an opportunity who are making less than minimum wage but might have a desire and a goal to achieve. We want them to know there's something that you can become a part of to make you like Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle. He was big time He was big time in digital currency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe you don't have the funds for it. But what Vyvon is saying, listen, I'll show you an avenue so you can not only quit your job, but if you want to invest in crypto, I'll give you an avenue. Corporate America is not doing that right now. There's
Absolutely.
no company. Let me tell you why. Someone has to pay for Prudential commercials. Someone has to pay for the Snoopy commercial, MetLife. Those commercials doing halftime games and all that are over $1 billion. I wonder who's paying for it. The consumer.
Absolutely.
That's why they're being ripped off. So what Vyvon came on today is to say, listen, we have an alternative, better way for you. Not just where we give you an alternative, we'll show you how to capitalize on helping people and saving people save their future through investing. Go ahead, Vi.
Absolutely. So again, just in regards to the cryptocurrency, I said I had no opinion about it when I talked about it. That's not a subject that I'm familiar with, but I do want to say that investing in life insurance is an economy proof product. So let's talk about what just happened with the pandemic, what we've went through the last year, the last 2 years. When it comes to financial services, everything is going to pass through financial services. If the economy is doing well, people are investing money. When the economy is not doing well, people need to make extra money. So we're not up and down like the stock market. We're not. We're a stabilized organization of people. Is not going to matter. The rich, the not so rich, the poor. There's a place for everybody in our business. So we're able to touch every aspect of everybody, which makes this business so valuable. When it comes to our company, we've only touched 3% of the market share. So there's another 97% of the market share that is out there
Wow.
to be had. And people within our company are making millions and millions of dollars, but that is in the education of people. Our the structure of our company is set up so cold to the point to where we can't make money unless we help the people we brought on make money. How many
Right.
businesses have you been exposed to that,
Facts.
that get to make money just off the fact that somebody signed up? We don't care if
Facts.
you sign up. We only care if you make $1. You make $1, we make a dime. You make 1,000, we make 100. So our ultimate goal at the end of the day is to get you in a position where you can make extra money. And what that extra money is for DMAC, what that extra money is for Big J is all different for everybody. I might just come in because I want to make some extra vacation money. So I could take my children on a vacation of a lifetime, but I don't want to
Facts.
pull it out of my normal salary job because there's only so many hours in a day. I cannot ask for more overtime than I have hours in a day. But what if I could leverage myself again, the word leverage? What if I can link my arms with other people where I'm getting small percentages off their efforts? Now I can pay for the big vacation. Now I can start investing more money. Now I can start talking about buying investment property and investing into other avenues of the stock market again because I don't have to count every single dollar. I'm willing to lose. I'm willing to win. It's okay. So the goal right now is just to create another avenue, another means to make income. Millionaire said you have to have 7 streams of
7 streams. Come on.
income to become wealthy in this country. So unless you're talking about that, and 7 streams could be simply 7 different people that you have working with you alongside you. As long as it's 7 different streams, then you're setting yourself up for financial wealth.
Yes. Yeah, my brother Nine sounds just like you. Sounds just like you because he's real big into AMC. He's real big into all those things. Do I know about it? Yes. But what we're doing, like she was saying, 7 streams of income. If you're on a minimum wage job, you're not about to invest in XRP. You're not about to invest in AMC because you're barely paying your bills. So what we're saying, let's put it in proper perspective. Now, once we put it in proper perspective, knowing that there's an alternative and there's other ways we can bring in streams of income, now I can invest in Bitcoin. Now I can invest in all these other things. Why? Because I'm given the opportunity because I made the right financial decisions. Go ahead, D. I see you got something on your mind.
Just not my type of hype, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not well versed in cryptocurrency, anything like that. And if I don't know anything about it, I'm not going to invest in it until I do have an understanding of what I'm getting myself into. So
Right.
Yeah, crypto is cool, and my nephew, like I said, he been trying to school me on and everything like that. But right now, where I'm at, that's not my interest. My interest is actually building up in other areas and get myself to a respected level for myself. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
how that goes.
consider what she said. Streams of incomes is different from investing in something. You
Yeah,
have to have the stream before you can invest in something, and that's what
that's
we
it.
don't want to do. We don't want to put the horse behind the carriage. We want to put the horse in front of the carriage. Then that
Yeah.
way, individuals, because everyone is not at the same economic balance.
Right.
I know some cats literally who are economically set for life. People I used to work for in the entertainment industry, people that I worked alongside of in the financial services industry, they're set for life. All right. And I know they can go out and they can drop maybe a $500,000 on XRP. And I believe, or Bitcoin. If you're going to do that, then it has to be at a large value.
Yeah.
Okay, nine said he disagrees somewhat. All right, so we want to let Vayan come back in and close on her aspect and understanding of what she can offer a family as far as economics and income.
So just basically to sum it all up, we definitely need to protect our family. This is some life insurance is something that is a need product. And again, unless you're wealthy, then you need life insurance to make sure if you love the people that you're going to leave behind, if you're in a position where you are financially responsible for someone, do not make the mistake of thinking that you have time. Do not make the mistake of thinking that it's gonna get better. Invest is not gonna cost you much. So a lot of people think that is not something that they can afford. So you want to get with a financial person and let them just do the dime theory on you because it's more affordable than people think. That's one of the reasons why people don't get it because they like I never knew that I could afford it. Oh my God, I didn't know. See, now that you know, again, knowledge is power. So just seeking the information out. Unfortunately, life insurance is not one of those things that we just call up on every single day. Hey, look, I'm thinking about getting life insurance. It's still one of the rare commodities, DMAC, where we have to talk face to face. We have to get on a Zoom and we have to educate because it's not like selling a purse. It's not like selling a novelty jersey. Everybody's gonna flock to it, and those things sell out like that, like some retro shoes. My husband is into tennis shoes, and those retro shoes cost $400 or $500, $600, and he don't have a problem with buying every single pair of retro shoes that come out.
Yes.
But when you talk about life insurance, $50, $50, $50 to help your family, but
Yeah.
$600 for a retro shoes that nobody's gonna benefit when you pass unless you're getting buried in those shoes. It doesn't mean anything. So
Yeah.
it's the things, it's the decisions that we make, it's the priorities that we placed on our life. Get your financial situation together. Protect your family until you're rich enough, until you're wealthy enough to where you don't need life insurance. The reason why we sell term life insurance and not whole life, because you do not need life insurance for your whole life. You just need it for a period of time until you can financially get yourself together. And again, that's getting it in place, coming and working with us or in a business where you can create passive residual income. I'm gonna work today so that the work that I did today when I'm young and I'm healthy and I'm vibrant and I got a lot of energy is gonna pay me in those years when my body don't necessarily want to work no more.
Yeah.
Passive residual income. Those are the words of today. Passive residual income, financial education, financial freedom.
Let me say this for nine. He said he misunderstood the stream. He didn't know if it was about investing or life insurance. I think they're parallel and you can't separate them. And I'll tell you why. Because 98% of the world's wealth is controlled by insurance companies. In 1979, the Federal Trade Commission called companies in because they were investing with life insurance. Ralph Nader. And what happened? Only a few insurance companies showed up who were investing millions of Americans' dollars. And that shows you the power of the insurance industry. What individuals don't understand, insurance companies take your money and invest it into commercial real estate when they say that they're going to give you an investment. No such thing. So I don't think you can have one without the other unless you're in that upper 2% of Americans who are wealthy. Then all you need is your liquid assets. So what happens is what she was saying and explaining is that you need insurance to cover you until your investment matures. Then as the things in your life you're no longer responsible for, your children, your mortgage is paid, your car is paid, your kids' college is paid. Now you don't need insurance. So no, it was not just about insurance. We no longer need insurance now. We need to be liquid and have liquid assets. That's why making the right decision while you're young to invest it has to happen. It's critical. If not, then you're going to be 60, 70, 80 years old, still trying to have life insurance. Now you got diabetes. Now you got high blood pressure. Now you got these other problems, and now nobody will qualify you. Yet you failed to invest. Yet you failed to take the money that Vyvon said she will save you and put it away. You got excited. Hey, I got extra $1,500, $1,200 a month or a year. So what we're trying to show individuals, or what she was trying to show you, is this: only have protection to cover what you don't have liquid. Now, watch this. It's called the theory of decreasing responsibility. After my responsibility decreases, I no longer need life insurance. What I needed when I took that investment, now that investment is growing, I need the money. Go ahead, Vyvon. I'm sorry.
That's right. You got it. You got it. That's the number one concept that we teach is the theory of decreasing responsibility. In our younger years, we have kids, we have debt, we have our mortgages, we're working. These are the years where we have to bust our tails because we're working. But as time goes by, 30 years from now our kids are grown. They have families of their own. Our debt is no more because you just like D-Mac, he said in his younger years, he didn't have the financial education. He didn't do right with his credit, but now he's learning. Now he's in his 40s. See, now we get the education. Sometimes life lessons are the biggest educational tools that we have. And then our mortgages are pretty much paid off. And we're no longer looking to work. We're looking to retire. So our need for life insurance drastically decreases because I don't have the kids at the house. I don't have the mortgage payment that I have, the big chunk that I have to protect anymore. Now I need money. I can't take the life insurance policy with me on vacation and say, hey, I'm ready to go on these excursions. You need actual money. So invest now because it takes a while for that investment to grow. And while you're investing and you're taking your time for that money to grow, protect everything that you have in the event that we don't make it to our later years. That's all you're doing. You're saying to your family, hey, look, if something happened to me prematurely, I got you. You're going to be okay. You do not have to go out and work another job. We say this in business. If I'm a family of a husband, a wife, and some children, if my husband pass away and he don't leave me in a financial situation where we can handle what we have going on, guess who got to pick up another job? Me. So my kids didn't lose one parent, they lost two, because now I got to do the work of two people. They will never see me. So don't put your family in a situation where they lose both parents because one has prematurely left the situation. Do the right thing. Take the time out to seek out a financial planner. Get you a quote on your life insurance. Make it a priority until you can get yourself in a position to where the amount of money that you have for your life insurance, you now have that sitting in your investment account. Then you no longer need life insurance because you got it covered.
Thank you for giving me that understanding, man. Because, like I said, I'm learning these things now. I'm on that path, and this show right here, it really, really gave me some understanding about some things. So, I'm digging this. Yeah.
Cryptocurrency is actually a spiritual debate because it is a reality to a one world government system. Which and I don't. That's why I didn't want to go there because then I become a preacher and I begin to talk about Revelation chapter 13 when the Antichrist is going to take over the government system and it will be one system of government. The positive part that nobody talks about cryptocurrency is that there is no one who governs. It's decentralized. There's no bank. There's no government, but yet it's out in the digital world, but it's decentralized. What makes economics today bad is that it's ran by brokers, it's ran by banks. It's called centralization based on the economy and assets. So a broker, when you go to Shearson and Lehman Brothers or Dean Witter, they make 10% of your money. Whereas cryptocurrency is decentralized, you get all your dollars until that particular market stops, like Bitcoin's dropped. All right. But other than that, it's not. There's no one who controls it or own it but you. Except if you like that guy who went to jail and forgot his key and forgot the number and lost all his millions of dollars. But let me say this, and I don't want to hold you up, Vyvon. But let me say this, and this is how I see it. Nine. Let's say I have $10 million to invest in crypto. All right, I'm gonna buy it one day. What if I die the next day? But yet I took $10 million from my family. Now watch this. I invested $10 million one day in Bitcoins, but I died the next day. Yet my family doesn't have the money now because I took everything we had and dropped it in a sure investment. So what insurance does, it covers you until and if, that's what it's called a theory. It's nothing that's something someone has to do. It's just simply what? A theory. And a theory is predicated on an assumption. If someone takes the advice of another and carries it out, then it might work for them. But if you don't, then it might not work for you. So a theory is just saying like this. Sigmund Freud said, "This is what I believe. This is what I believe. I believe in the parent, the child, and the adult." All right. So guess what most salesmen do? They speak to who? The child. Vyvon spoke to our adult. See, this is what average people don't know in life. Because if I want you to buy something, I'm going to tell you you can't afford it. She never did that. If I don't want you to have something, if I don't want you to have my job, I'm not going to tell you can be at the same level as I am. Why? Because based on life, it's about dog, eat dog. But what she's saying, listen, I'm going to show you how to protect your cryptocurrency until the level of maturity. Just in case something happens, you took that $10 million. Now your family is still covered because we put them in a $10 million policy.
Yep. Protect it. Just protect your assets. That's it. Not saying don't do it. You got to take risks in this world. You have to take risks. You have to. The risk takers are going to be the ones that's going to win. But you have to be smart about it too. You have to protect your family. You have to protect the ones that's going to be left here.
Let me help you. Go. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, D.
No, I was just saying, so calculated risks.
Calculated risk. You know, my husband plays it safe all the time, but that's why we the yin to the yang. Because like me, I'm gonna jump off the cliff and figure out how we gonna get it down. By the time we get down, he gonna calculate every single step. But that's what makes partnerships great. Because somebody has to be the one that's just gonna say, "Hey, follow me. We gonna get it done. We don't know how we gonna get it done, but we gonna get it done." But that's faith. The substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. We don't see it yet, D. We don't know how it's gonna happen. We just know that it's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Let me say this in closing. I took $500 out of my cryptocurrency, out of my XRPs, and I put them into BRD, right? This was maybe almost a year ago. And BRD, for some reason, was not tied in to the cryptocurrency vein of securing your money. Man, them people wouldn't give me my money. Do you know that I had a fit and they wouldn't give me my money, man? I had to write bad letters to them. I know how to write, right? So I had to write some bad stuff, threaten them, boo, 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 boo. I went on all their social medias. Man, they got that thing fixed and sent me my money. But what I'm saying is this, it's not decentralized. I could have never sued them. I could have did certain things. But is cryptocurrency good? Yes. But I have an objective perspective on it because there is a spiritual balance to this whole thing. That's why Donald Trump, I'm not going to even go there. I'm closing this out, D. I search knowledge.
Vyvon, thank you so much. This is something that our community really, really needs to hear. I know this is going to go across many different regions, and people are going to get a benefit out of this. I know I did. I got a lot of knowledge and understanding, like I said before. This is what's going to bring our people to a place to where we're able to obtain this wealth that we're talking about, because we're always talking about having reparations and getting reparations and things like that. Well, what's the point of getting it if you don't know how to manage those funds and use them to capitalize upon as a collective people? So thank you for coming on. Everybody that tuned in, everybody with their questions, everybody that subbed, and everybody that's gonna sub. You know what I say, Big J. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but the word can always heal you.
Let me say this before we close out. I think Vyvon Steele for coming on today, very knowledgeable, very insightful. I'm going to say this: she's licensed in all states. If she's not in your state, she can get in your state and get licensed immediately. That's how big her wallet of information is. If you need it shared, if you need her to look at your information, she can do all that for you. Don't sit there.
Free of charge.
Yes, see that? Free of charge. So do me a favor, give them your email one more time.
All right. It's Vyvon Steele. So just like it is on the screen, just add Cherie in the middle, SHERRRIE at Primerica, PRIMERICA.com.
All right, you got that. Don't let it go. 9, I agree with you, big man. I agree with you. But today we did it was parallel. It was both. But I really appreciate you. And when you come on and give us sports news and information, man, we're just excited for what's going on with this channel. We're growing. Share this video. If you like what you heard, leave a comment. Smash that like button. Also, if you have not done so yet, subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 3,000 subs. I just got an email this morning. We have over 150,000 views in 3 months. So we're doing something right. Doing something right. All right. We want to say everybody, we want to say to you again, thank you. Vyvon will be back with more information because she's going to be our financial analyst. So when things happen, she's going to bring you back breaking news because she gets it first hand. 9, we appreciate you, big man. Good looking. Everyone, have a beautiful evening.